Don't just live for tomorrow, or just live in yesterday. Just be glad for all you have that's in today. And though you've come through many obstacles.
Hey everyone, Connie here, and welcome to my blind reaction to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean, episodes 11 and 12, the final two episodes of this part so far. So yeah, we are finishing off Stone Ocean today. I'm actually pre-recording this quite a bit in advance due to the various reasons I mentioned, or I've been mentioning in videos, just having to record in here and everything, and various reasons as to why. But the point is, we're finishing it off, we're getting through it, and I'm excited. I'm excited, but also sad, because that means we're probably going to have to wait months until we can get to more. So, we're not going to waste too much time here, but just where we left off, Father Pucci is continuing his plans, continuing to send people after Jolene to get the disc back and everything. And that includes Lang Wrangler, who is quite the nasty piece of work. His stand is really interesting, affecting gravity, and luckily we have a new ally with Weather Report, whose stand controls weather. Stand of the same name as well. So he seems like a good boy. I'm excited to see where this is going to go. We're going to get into it. When the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episodes. So, with that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So this was a very strong close to this first set of episodes of Stone Ocean. It's sad that now we have to wait for who knows how long, but at least it ended off very strong. So with this connection to Dio, I am thinking that Father Pucci is the main villain. I'm thinking that he is the main villain of this part. And his stand seems to be pretty strong, so that's fitting. But it's a very different stand than I'm used to seeing with villains, honestly, since stands were introduced. The main villains have had all time-based stands, so the fact that his isn't is kind of unique and interesting. But it's still a really powerful one, nonetheless. So, the first of these two episodes finished off the battle against Lang Wrangler and his gravity rejecting stand. And yeah, just a lot of cleverness in order to defeat it and everything. And the second of these two episodes focused on kind of the first fight with Father Pucci. We learned about his connection with Dio, and we saw just this kind of, not direct battle with him, but kind of this, kind of him using others in order to fight against Jolene and her getting support from Weather Report and everything, and it was really unique and interesting. I still don't understand the poison dart frog thing. Like, even if that little factoid about, you know, raining frogs and snakes and sheep and everything in Florida was true, which it probably is. I've heard of stuff like that. Even if that's true, how is it poison dart frogs here, though? Is it just that Weather Report can, like, kind of create and manipulate any sort of weather phenomenon that has happened in reality? So the fact that it has rained frogs in reality, he was just able to manipulate that and somehow choose the frogs? Is that supposed to be what happened? I don't know. It's a little confusing to me, but maybe someone can explain it in the comments. I like Lang Wrangler, how his defeat was entirely centered on the fact that he tried to get in one more big victory at the end, though. And it's, if he had actually removed the gravity beforehand, he could have gotten away. But because he tried to get in one last victory, it actually screwed him over. um, that's funny. Um, he was a really legitimately frightening villain, though, and his stand, just the way it can create this entire like outer space like vacuum effect is horrifying. It's absolutely horrifying. The entire thing about the blood boiling, ooh, that's so gross and scary. But Father Pucci definitely has this kind of um, how would I put it? This person, not really personality. He has a presence. That's the word I was thinking. He has a presence to him, and it's like, oh yeah, this dude, he definitely gives off main villain energy. He has that same kind of presence as the likes of Dio, or I'd actually compare him more to Kira specifically. Um, Although he's not, it's not so much he's trying to um, be like just trying to enjoy life and be in peace and everything. It's more just the kind of calm demeanor and whatnot, the way he carries himself, that very much reminds me of Kira, and that's a good thing, by the way, because I've stated it before. Kira is my favorite villain in JoJo, more so than Dio, more so than the Pillarmen, more so than Diavolo. He is my favorite villain in JoJo, main villain at least so far. But if Pucci is very much like him, that could be a very good thing. Could be some really good signs. Um, but yeah, I'm very excited to see where this is going to go now, because this gives me a lot of intrigue for the future of this part, considering we're already getting the main villain and his stand. That's kind of unusual, I feel. Like, it took a bit for Kira to be introduced. Dio was built up a lot in part 3, and although he was shown very early on, we didn't know his stand until later on in the series, in the part, and we didn't even see him like completely until later on. You get to see his face. He was in shadows the entire time up till then. And Diavolo, they kept that secret for a good while too, which was, obviously the point. But it's like here with Father Pucci, it's like within the first 12 episodes, we see him, we know he's the main villain, and we know his stand and its abilities. Is he going to unlock a Requiem stand? Because that's the only way I can think of that is going to up the ante with him. It's possible. It's very possible, but I don't know. I'm very curious, though. Maybe we will get more Requiem stuff. That seemed like a part 5 thing, but maybe it will continue. Um, yeah, I enjoyed both of the fights we got in this, even if the one in the last episode, episode 12 here, wasn't like much of an actual fight per se. And it leaves us off on a cliffhanger with the introduction of someone named Sportsmax and Pucci giving him Dio's bone, which is very interesting. Like, what does that mean? What can Sportsmax do with that? A lot of big questions there. But Jolene's going to be good. I liked how we saw Hermes and Foo Fighters checking on her. Weather report is going to be good. He's going to survive. And it's like, we're going to move on. Things are going to continue. But that was a very strong close to this first part, this first section of episodes. It really just finished it off in a very, like, this kind of feels like a partial season finale. Not quite mid-season, because there's probably going to be 3 sets of these episodes, basically. So it's like not quite halfway through, but you get the point. I'm very, very excited to see what more they do with this. And yeah, this is looking at to be a very good part of JoJo. Like, this could surpass part 5 for me. I don't know if it'll surpass part 4. Part 4, Diamond is Unbreakable, is still my favorite part of JoJo. But Vento Arreo is number 2 for me, and this could pass Vento Arreo. My favorite character as of the close of these first 12 episodes is still Hermes. I just adore her design. I love her personality. She's really fun. I like her stand kiss. Though Foo Fighters, they are a close second. I do really enjoy them as well. They're really fun and goofy and silly. More so like a lot of the characters I tend to enjoy, like Naracha, I guess. But Hermes, it's just, part of it is the design. I just think her design is phenomenal. Like, one of the best designed characters, I think, in this entire series so far. And I just really enjoy her. In pretty much every manner. So, yeah. So far, she would be my favorite. My favorite stand? It's really hard to say at the moment, but I think I might have to say Weather Report. I really think that's a really cool idea for a stand. And just the ways it can be utilized, shown in episode 12 here. Like, that's really creative and interesting. I think Weather Report might be my favorite stand so far of part 6 of Stone Ocean. Favorite villain specifically? That's really hard to say, because or antagonist in general, like, because Gwess isn't really like a villain per se. But if I had to name a very specific villain, like outside of Poochie, just ignoring Poochie because again he's like main villain. So outside of him, I would say my favorite villain would also have to honestly be Foo Fighters. Like, yeah, they're a good guy now, and they're probably my second favorite character of this, with Jolene being third and Hermes being first, but they were a great villain too, a really like frightening villain and a really interesting villain, and I do like the stand itself. Probably one of my favorite stands from this part as well, under Weather Report. But I really liked them as a villain too, prior to being reformed and everything. So I would honestly say, yeah. Foo Fighters would probably be my favorite villain / antagonist so far, outside of Poochie. And yeah, I'm really excited to see more of this. It sucks that we have to wait, but now I get to reveal what will be taking its place for the time being. Since we do have to wait, we need something to replace JoJo for the next however long. So I've been looking at, there's been a few shows on my list that I've been thinking about, specifically with the Thursday slot and everything. And there's one show that I've kind of wanted to check out. I've seen some clips of it here and there online, and it's like, oh, that's actually kind of funny. And there's even parts where, like, it's like, I think I might like this character, even though I've only seen a couple clips of them. And it's a series I've been recommended before. It's a series I've even, like, back when I did polls, like, for you guys to vote on shows, it's even one that was in at least one or two of those polls, I believe. And that is Bob's Burgers. Yes, we will be starting Bob's Burgers next Thursday on the channel, and I'm interested. I'd even say I'm excited for it. I don't know exactly what to expect, but again, I've seen a couple clips here and there, and it looks pretty funny. The characters look pretty likable, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. People really like it. Now, I know there's quite a lot of seasons of it already. I think at least 5, but probably more. And I think there's a movie. I think there's a movie I heard, or maybe the movie's coming out soon or something like that. I heard something about a movie. But we'll check it out. We'll give it a chance, see what it's like, and hopefully we'll enjoy it. So that will be replacing JoJo for the time being. If we need to update anything more after that, we will. And obviously, when JoJo does return, whether it returns with a new set of episodes on Netflix, or just as it starts getting to that point, airing weekly again in Japan, once it gets past episode 12 there. Either way, we'll start again with episode 13, first chance we get. And I hope you all are as excited as I am to go on that bizarre adventure when it happens. In the meantime, tell me in the comments below, what did you think of these final 2 episodes of this first set of episodes for Stone Ocean? And as always, no spoilers. If you know anything about what's to come, or anything about this part from the manga, please do not spoil me in the comments below. I wish to remain as spoiler-free as possible with this series. It's one of my favorites that I love reacting to with every part, so please, no spoilers. That being said, thank you all so much for tuning in, and for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.